minutes to go in normal time. Liverpool 3-0. Corner taken quickly, Origi!
Hello and welcome to the Redscast podcast after a frustrating, disappointing, annoying Derby Day draw. As always, I am joined by Ste. How are we doing?
Morning. I think the couple of days breaking between the game and now has probably done us a bit of good because you'd have had to install a beat machine, I think, if we'd have done it directly after.
It was dead frustrating, wasn't it? It was. I feel robbed.
Yeah, I actually come away thinking I felt better after the Villa game. I can take the Villa game more than I can take that.
Yeah. Because
the Villa game we were rubbish and we deserved to get beat. The Everton game, words fail me.
Do you know what? Going into the game as well, I thought Michael Oliver was the referee. I thought it's going to be a good game.
To be fair, Oliver wasn't that, but it weren't really his.
But if you look at the Van Dijk challenge, you could see that.
He should have picked it up, but the fact that VAR's had a look at the whole incident and decided.
Yeah, they said something that they didn't have time to look at the foul because they were looking at if it was offside, didn't they?
It's nonsense, isn't it? Because you should be taking each part of whatever incident.
Yeah, you shouldn't be saying check complete until the full check's complete. I mean, we started the game, boss.
We did. Yeah.
Sadio Mane got the fastest ever Derby goal.
Was that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Which is just, when he scored, I was like, we've got a point to prove here.
Yeah.
We're going to absolutely batter these.
He went out with the bit between the teeth, didn't he? Which is what I sort of expected. And we just didn't get what we deserved. Like, all me mates who were Blues are just buzzing off it because, they got the rub of the green on the decisions and they come away with the point that he didn't deserve.
I mean, there's been loads of people moaning because Carrick has been on and said he sort of sympathises with Pickford because he's made tackles like that, he's had tackles like that, and I get it's a derby and I get tackles like that happen. I do understand that, but it was just no need.
No, I mean, I can't imagine he's actually trying to really do damage to Van Dijk there.
I can.
I would hope not. I would hope as a professional footballer.
He done the exact same tackle to Dele Alli.
Did he?
A few years ago.
Right, okay.
He tried to snap Dele Alli's leg, and do you know just the person who he is when you see him on the touchline? He thinks he's boss. He's dead cocky. The Everton fans are fuming because I'm sure that time after the Origi goal when he kept it in for us.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was videos of him smiling or pulling tongues at the camera, or he had made a mistake and was laughing into the camera when he made a save after it. Everton fans don't really like him that I know of, and he's dead cocky, and I just think to myself
I don't particularly like him. You say he just come across a bit cocky, but it's like that thing in me thinking that a professional footballer should never want to actually really hurt another professional footballer. That tackle did look horrendous.
It's ultimately.
It should be looked into by the FA. Absolutely should be looked into.
I think he will get a retrospective ban. I do.
It's dangerous play.
I do think he'll get banned. If the FA don't ban him, like loads of people are saying, they've got to look at what role models they are to younger people in the younger generation and stuff. And if they don't get punished for that, goalkeepers in the younger generation are going to think that they can just snap people and get away with it.
Exactly. And I was thinking if that's Van Dijk flying in a Pickford in that way and injures Pickford, they send Van Dijk off.
If Pickford
comes out and punches Van Dijk in the face, that's a red card. So what's the difference?
Exactly. They were saying basically what loads of people on Twitter where I seen were right in the sense of, remember the United game the other week where that got brought back onto the pitch
after
for a penalty?
Whistle,
So why couldn't something happen after the offside had been called or whatever?
Exactly,
it's just stupid. It's ridiculous. It's done me head in. I mean, I'm glad we waited to do the podcast because now we found out the news that to be honest with you, it's done me head in more because he's out potentially for the season now. people are saying the season's done. I've said it myself. I think it could be done, but then I've thought more into it, spoke to it with my brother and that, and there's a few options you can go with. One of them will be Fabinho at centre-back, but then the disappointing thing of that is Henderson and Thiago both are extraordinary players at attacking midfielders.
I know.
Henderson is, don't get me wrong, he does a job at CDM. He does a job.
You definitely lose that protection
that
Fabinho gives. So it leaves you, although he's like amazing as a defender, he does give you that protection in front of the defence. Yeah. And if he's dropping back, I don't think we've got anyone who can, although we've got quality players, really good footballers, technically good players, give loads of energy. Obviously Thiago, just gorgeous. Yeah. But he's not that like midfield destroyer. So we've missed that.
Well, I mean, I've seen videos of Thiago at Bayern playing in the holding role, and obviously we've seen elements of it in the derby where he can win the ball back. He's very, very, very good at winning the ball back, and he doesn't lose it. I don't think he got dispossessed once. From what I can remember, he is like glue to football. His dribbling is unbelievable. He deserves the 90 rating on FIFA, put it that way.
Yeah, and his passing is just out of this world.
Yeah, well, that pass, we'll get on to that in a minute, about that pass for the offside goal. But Hendo can obviously do CDM as well. Mm-hmm. So, but then, that's like you said, you're losing Fabinho and you're losing that the element then for Hendo and Thiago to attack. I mean, obviously, it's now meaning that someone's going to get a midfield's now open for places in the sense of Gini only got a few minutes at the end of the derby. He can probably get him and Thiago and Hendo and all
Chamberlain
stars.
In the sidelines there as well is not getting a look, is he? So
Chamber obviously has a point to prove this year because I think if he doesn't, he'll probably go.
I can see him. Well, I was going to say, without the injuries, he would probably go in January if he doesn't get a look in before January.
Potentially, yeah.
But with what's happened, then
we're going to have to buy somebody in January, aren't we? Yeah. We're going to go and buy a centre-back. That's regardless. We thought we could go into the season without. We quite clearly can't. Yeah. He's going to go and buy someone in January. He is. Yeah. It would be very... I mean, the downside could be Fabinho does absolutely world class, and Klopp thinks we don't need someone.
Yeah, I do still think we would need the cover, though. Because we've literally got, like, senior centre-backs available now is Gomez and Matip as recognised centre-backs. That tweet you sent me before over Matip. Whether that's true or not, I can't confirm. That could be an old picture or anything.
Matip could potentially be out as well, yeah. But then I'm not really too fussed.
Because we've got that Reece Williams, not ready for the Premier League, but did the job. Whatever happened to Nat Phillips?
He's still here. He didn't go out on loan.
Right, okay.
So we have got kids that, in a sense, there who can do the job. Yeah. I said this to my brother yesterday. I'm going to get what you're... people may think I'm mad. It just come to my head. Out of the Trent and Robbo's the better defender.
Yeah.
That's Tsimikas is a good option. Some games, you could even go as far as putting Robbo at centre-back and putting Tsimikas on at left-back. Because if Tsimikas... Say, for example, going forward, Robertson could go forward and Tsimikas covers centre-back.
Yeah, I think Robertson's just not big enough. He's got the ability, I guess, defensively, but if you look at how teams target, say, Gomez, when he's playing with Van Dijk because he's the smaller guy, they'll target Gomez, and Calvert-Lewin targeted Gomez. And he did well, and he was winning the ball 9 times out of 10 over Gomez. Imagine putting Robertson in there, who's probably, 6 inches shorter again?
Yeah, but don't get me wrong, I think whoever we put at the back, we're going to be targeted. Yeah. We can't play the high line this year without Van Dijk. More to the sense of, I know Joe Gomez is fast, but we can play a higher line because Trent and Robbo have got a bit of pace about them. Yeah. Van Dijk's fast, and Gomez is fast. Now, Fabinho, I don't know if he's as fast as Van Dijk.
No, he's not.
So we need to... and then Matip definitely isn't as fast as Van Dijk. So that high line needs to be led.
You've got to change. For the team to change, you've got to change the system to fit the players that you've got there.
I think we'll still win the league and the Champions League and potentially the FA Cup. I do think we'll still dominate, but I think we'll see the Liverpool from... Jurgen's potentially maybe first and second season where it was just a matter of outscore the opponents.
Yeah, because you're going to concede. Yeah. Similar under Rodgers, wasn't it?
I mean, don't get me wrong. when Alisson's back, and apparently he's going to be back by the end of this month.
Yeah.
I've seen, and Thiago, they're both only out till the end of the month. So when Alisson's back, I'm not really too fussed.
Yeah, I'd say the next few weeks are going to be crucial. How we cope without them key players is going to be crucial. If we struggle, then I would say, the league's almost out of the question. If we do okay, if we get by, then yeah, we still got a good chance. But it's too early to say. It's October, and we're talking about the league being potentially over. It's not. It's too early.
I'm 99% sure our next run of games are quite easy.
We've got Sheffield United, haven't we, at the weekend?
You just know Ryan Brewster's going to bag in that game.
Don't even think it.
He is. He's going to bag. I'm telling you, he's going to bag. Adrian's in goal. We've got Ajax. Obviously, we speak about that at the end of the podcast. Yeah. Sheffield United, Midtjylland, West Ham, Atalanta, and then City. But apparently Alisson's back for the City game. Yeah. Not bothered about go. City are looking. City, I think in a sense you could target Ake because he hasn't been. City haven't been that good.
No,
they really haven't.
They've done okay, but they haven't. I don't think anyone has really been.
Aston Villa.
I was just gonna say, apart from Villa, which I can't see doing a Leicester say.
I can see Villa continuing. I think they're thriving having no fans. Honestly.
And Everton as well, doing quite well without the fans.
Yeah, I mean...
But I thought Villa had quite a good fan base.
Villa have, but I mean, Sky was speaking about it yesterday, what could this season have? Because it's already this mad game. Dad, did you watch the Tottenham game?
Yeah.
I
were like 3-0 up after 15 minutes.
I put it on, and then... I put it on and Bale was on the pitch. That's how late I put it on. It was 3-0 up and I thought, right, I want to watch this because you think... Gareth Bale, what he done to us in the Champions League final. I know he's only just come back from to fitness. Before he's going to do something to West Ham here, surely. And I watched it, and then he scored.
He just done an absolute madness in the last 10 minutes,
then there was the own goal.
Yeah.
And then I thought, nah, it can't be. And then Lanzini.
Yeah, everyone's laughing. All the Spurs fans going, we brought Bale on, you should brought Lanzini on.
Oh my Jesus, that was a goal. That. Yeah. But there's just been some crazy games, and I feel like Villa, if you look at last season, they were always getting battered on the road. Yeah. So obviously the confidence is gone, even at home. They're just playing. They just beat the champions 7-2. They're going to be in full of confidence. They played well yesterday. They thought, when do you ever see Villa getting a goal last minute, to win the game?
That'll do them the world of good. That'll do them as much good as beating us. That.
I just think the league's going to be a madness this year. Yeah. Look at Chelsea, they crap again.
I know. It's going to be, obviously, it's never going to be as clear-cut as last year.
Chelsea threw away a 3-goal lead. Well, 2-0 was it, and then they was 2-2 and a 3-2.
They had plenty of chances to see the game out,
I took Werner up my fancy team as well.
Oh,
sad.
That was always going to happen.
I've had a bad week because I put Vardy in and he was injured.
Yeah. I had De Bruyne in, and he was injured, wasn't he? He never played. Yeah. So I don't even want to look at it, to be honest with you. The only thing I've got, I know I had Salah as captain.
And he scored at some point.
It's about it.
Moving on back to the derby though. Quickly after, precisely 16 minutes after we scored, Everton equalised. Fabinho was at fault for it. My mate said it as soon as they scored. My mate said,
which was that the
first goal, the header. He said, "I'm blaming Fabinho there." And the more and more I've watched it,
I'd have to watch it again.
I completely agree with
I think Calvert-Lewin did really well. Is that the one?
No,
the other one.
Michael Keane goal.
Right, I'm thinking of the other header.
Fabinho just didn't
see it again,
pick him up properly. Yeah. But Adrian should have got it.
It was pretty much straight at him, wasn't it?
It went through his hands.
He ducked. I mean, he ducked. I think. I do remember now. He obviously maybe it's to get himself set or whatever, but he's gone like that, and it's gone right through his hands.
I mean, we've backed him.
Yeah.
We backed him
as much as anyone. We've backed
to be a good number 2, and after the Villa game, I said, "Nah, he's done. No one can come back from that. You're playing for Liverpool and you've just conceded 7 goals. No one's coming back properly from that. Give him his due. A little bit better, but
still not great.
Every time anyone got past our defence was running at him, you just thought they're going to score here. If Everton were more clinical, they would have battered us. But don't we battered them in possession. We had 50% of possession. Yeah. We had 22 shots. So I'm frustrated about the incident, but we had 22 shots.
Yeah, we had enough chances again. We weren't clinical. And coming back to we need a proper goal scorer number 9.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've put that down.
It's one of them. Do you get that spear that like I don't like Harry Kane, but as an example, that sort of Harry Kane type player who will score your goals all the time, but then you're sacrificing what Bobby does. And
don't get me wrong.
Where's the balance?
I wouldn't complain if he got a few games away from the first team, Bobby. I don't mean like not like going to play with the kids. I mean if he was just on the bench or just a few games rest. I wouldn't mind starting Jota there or putting Jota on and putting Mane down the middle or putting Mane on the right and Salah
just
down
as
the
a
middle.
reminder, look, you're replaceable sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't been at the rafters this year. He's been really poor, I'd say, this year. Even people don't appreciate what Bobby does for us, and I think we do. He's had a few assists this year, but he's just even like in a derby.
I found his energy is not.
It's not Bobby's energy.
It's not Bobby's energy. He's half-arsing tackles. He's like where you would see Bobby proper pressing and coming back and putting proper tackles in. He's making the run towards their defender and not really, putting real pressure on him other than sort of running towards him.
Even his passing hasn't been
bob
on. 72nd minute, Salah scored probably one of the, I'd say, best goals I've seen him score.
It was technique, just...
Yeah, though it wasn't amazing.
No, it wasn't a 30-yarder off the underside of the bar or anything.
Just to be able to hit that first time.
Yeah, no backlift, no nothing, just snap and it was in.
Yeah, under that control.
It reminded me a little bit of the goal he scored against Leeds. Where it just come to him and he just smashed it.
When he just thinks like that, he's so good.
When he doesn't think, that's the thing.
Yeah.
When he hasn't got time to think,
and
that's when he's at his best, yeah.
Like the Chelsea got finished, that was unbelievable finish. but that was just an unbelievable finish, and that was his 100th goal for Liverpool.
I can't believe that. Like, it's outstanding, isn't it? This is his 4th season, isn't it?
Yeah. You do know that Salah is
he one of the fastest to get to 100?
Yeah, he's one of the fastest to get to 100, but I don't know where if I saved it. He's only literally like 2 or 3 goals behind Gerrard.
Honestly?
In the Champions League.
Oh, Champions League.
Yeah, so if he scores, say, like an hat-trick against Ajax, I think it's 3 goals. I could be wrong, but it's a very low number. Like, definitely obtainable this year.
Isn't Gerrard our highest Champions League scorer?
Definitely
overall?
This season, it's that low. I can't remember the exact number, but 100% this season.
He can surpass Gerrard anyway.
Mo Salah could be our leading Champions League goal scorer ever.
Wow, that just shows what an impact he's had in short periods of time.
Yeah, people don't like him. I mean, he frustrates the life out of me when he plays, but you can't argue with his numbers. And
I know.
Being a realist, I think it's probably Mo Salah's last season for Liverpool.
Yeah, seeing something like that, it was like it's certainly going to be the last season where we've got that front 3 together.
Yeah.
I can't see all 3 of them staying next season.
I think Sancho probably is going to be the one who comes in. I hope Sancho. I'd rather Sancho than Mbappe. I've said this myself. I'd take them both all day if they both want to come.
Yeah.
But if it's either or, I'd rather Sancho. But yeah, I think it'd be Salah who goes. Maybe Mane actually. Mane's been there since the start, hasn't he, with Jurgen?
I can see from FSG's point of view, I think they would rather get Mbappe as an asset. I think he's more commercial. They can make more money off Mbappe, whether it'll cost them even more.
Well, Mbappe's probably going to win the Ballon d'Or in the next few years.
Yeah, with us next year.
We can hope. The Calvert-Lewin goal then. Now,
I'm going to give him all the credit.
Yeah, he deserves a lot of credit. He's a phenomenal goal scorer. I'm not going to sit here and be bitter about Everton as much as I don't like them. I said at the start of this season, they're the ones to watch. They're the dark horse. The signings were good. I said if they keep James fit, he'll be unbelievable, and James has been unbelievable all season.
He's annoyingly good, isn't he?
Yeah.
Seeing him in the blue shirt and that quality and his passing, and he's like, I mean, he's not quite Thiago, but he's silky, isn't he?
Yeah, I loved him when he was in the World Cup, and he's just not been that since. And you just knew if you keep him fit, he's dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, when you seen him score that wonder goal in the World Cup, you expect like this explosive player, don't you? That's not him. He's not that sort of explosive.
More technical.
He's technical, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good player. But one thing I will say about the Calvert-Lewin goal, I do like Calvert-Lewin. Do think he's a good finisher. Hate that he plays for Everton.
Could have been defended better.
Could have been saved.
If
you watched it back, Ste, Adrian dives when the ball's in the back of the net.
Yeah,
honestly, like Calvert-Lewin heads it. Now, when he heads a ball, it's boss. It's boss to watch. I'm not going to say it's not. It is because it's just how a header should be taken. But as it's the way it goes in the goal, if you watch it, as it's literally probably about 1 millimetre, 2 millimetres away from the goal line, he decides, oh, now's the time to dive.
I'm gonna disagree with you on that one. I'm gonna back Adrian on that a little bit because the way the ball comes across, I'm sure it must be in the training as a keeper. As the ball comes across, you set yourself. So you're coming this way with the ball, and you set yourself, and the ball's going back across that way. It takes an extra, half a second to adjust yourself, and the ball's gone over there. I'm not sure whether Alisson would have saved it. I don't know, but I'm gonna give Adrian the benefit there. I know you won't, and I was watching it with Timo, and he didn't. And he obviously knows more about footy than me.
He should have saved that. He should 100,000,000% should have saved that. You can just his positioning was all off. You know that they're about to whip that in. You should know from your research that week that Calvert-Lewin is a threat.
Yeah,
it doesn't take a rocket scientist. He scored like 9 goals already this year.
What I said to Timo about it was Timo was saying he should be expecting Calvert-Lewin to head it that way, so he should already be going that way. But if he anticipates that and makes the move that way, and Calvert-Lewin just goes near post, we slate him for what the hell's he doing going over there? So
no, I probably would. I'd probably be more in his favour then because he's anticipating where everybody else would anticipate it to go. The way that ball was coming in, he would have had to flick his header. So, by the way, where Calvert-Lewin bent his header back, he's going over there. If he was going over there, he would have flicked his header like that. So, it's completely...
I don't know.
His positioning's just all off.
I mean, he's not as good as Alisson. We're never going to get that, but on that one, I'll give him the benefit.
I'm made up Alisson's back for the City game.
Yeah, absolutely. We miss him so much.
Richarlison is the
snidey
dirtiest footballer I've seen, but he's Brazilian and that's what they're known for.
Yeah.
I mean, I think like Bobby and all that and players like who else have come over? Like when you think of some of the famous Brazilian players, and even like Neymar, he's horrible.
Yeah,
like Brazilians are just notorious for it.
Liverpool
players seems to be all right. It's Robbo who's the little...
Yeah, Robbo's the little snide, isn't he?
Yeah.
That tackle on Thiago was a disgrace. Like...
Rightful red.
It's a leg break, proper leg breaker because his leg's planted.
Do you know when
Thiago's leg's planted? As soon as he went through, I just went, oh God.
Do you know when he hit him? They're talking about the player who's had problems with his knee before. When it hit him, I was just like,
the way he went, I thought that broke his leg.
Yeah, I thought we were... But the fact he carried on playing, and then it said he could be out for months, I was like, wow, he can't be carried on playing. Yeah. And it's only going to be a few weeks, but they would... To be honest, they brought the Merseyside derby back into the Merseyside derby.
I don't mind a bit of feistiness and a bit of heat in the derby, but I think that was just a little bit more than...
The game's changed, Danny.
Yeah,
the game's changed.
You just can't do that.
But yeah, off the back of Richarlison's red card anyway, was that Thiago pass was going towards Mane. If you look at the still images, he's positioned his body, and it looks as though he's pinging it to Trent.
Yeah,
and he
just slides it, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. He is so good to watch. I was mesmerised watching him play. Yeah. To be honest, like his movements, his footwork on the ball, his ability. It's like he's got eyes in the back of his head. He's just...
Even the way he runs is just gorgeous. I just love him.
Yeah, he just knows how to play football.
Yeah.
And he's just clever about it. And he's world class. And I don't think I've ever been this excited for a sign before, because I can't remember when Liverpool bought somebody world class, proven world class before.
Like we bought players and they've become world class.
Luis Suarez,
Torres.
He was always going to be world class, but you just didn't know him because he played for Ajax.
He wasn't already a world superstar.
Yeah, Torres was a kid at Atletico. Yeah. So we've never really went and bought.
The last one I remember didn't work, and that was Morientes. We got Morientes from Real Madrid. And I was so excited because it was Morientes and Raul up front for Madrid.
Yeah.
And they were just the best in the world. And then we got Morientes and I was like, oh, there we go. And it just didn't work.
Forgot he even played for us.
Well, there you go, that's it. Like, that's the point. It just didn't work for him.
But yeah, that Henderson goal, I'm not bothered. It's not offside. I don't care. I just physically don't understand football anymore.
No, how are you taking the player's elbow as a point of reference for offside? And it doesn't even touch. If you look at that, I don't know whether you can get that picture up at this point where it shows the line.
Yeah,
and that red line does not touch Mane's body in any way. Like, it's a joke.
It's stupid because what's done my head in, the offside call on Van Dijk at the start of the game.
Yeah,
they done that from his elbow.
Yeah.
But they done Mane's from his shoulder. So why can they do... I don't understand.
Picking a point of reference, that's
what I don't like about VAR is it's some idiot in a broadcasting house somewhere.
It's about one person.
Yeah, and just drawing lines where he thinks. Now, that VAR person, I'm not getting into it, but is he a United fan? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to find the fella on Facebook and see his cover photos Old Trafford.
Yeah. Get that up as well right now.
It's absolutely ridiculous, and the fact that he can just draw lines and they just agree with it, and he can say to Michael Oliver should just be looking at the monitor for big incidents. No matter what, he should look at that monitor. That's how VAR should work. It shouldn't be some clown in an house, because the Van Dijk offside is from his elbow.
Yeah. You can't score with your elbow, so how can you use that as a point of reference for offside?
How could Sadio Mane be involved because his armpit was offside? What can he do? Is he going to go like this?
Yeah, because the referee gives handball for it.
Exactly. It's honestly, you can't score with that part of your body, so that part of your body cannot be offside because you can't score with it anyway.
It's madness. Like, it certainly shouldn't be one person in the studio for VAR. It should be, say,
a team.
A minimum of two, right? And if they can't decide between them, if they've both got different opinions on, onside, offside, I think this, I think that, then they go, listen, we can't agree, go back to the referee, go and have a look at it and you decide.
That David Cook, or whatever his name is, Cute, should never be allowed near a Premier League game again. No.
Is he an actual referee as well? Does he referee games?
He's the one who Jurgen Klopp gave an earful to him, Robbo, at the end of the game last year. And he was going, what's the point in having you?
Yeah, what's the point in it? Was that him?
Yeah.
Well, there's a surprise.
He is an actual Premier League referee, yeah.
Wow. Time to start bringing in foreign refs, isn't it?
I'm all for it, to be honest.
Yeah, get Kalina back.
All for it.
Remember him?
Yeah,
Kalina?
He looked like a skeleton, didn't he?
Yeah, scary guy.
But yeah, touching on Bobby, would you give Taki a chance there, or Jota? Bring Jota in and switch Mane and Salah around.
It's harsh on Taki because he's been there longer, but Jota all day for me. I mean, I maybe not put him in the middle, but I'd bring him into that front three and have Jota, Salah, Mane.
He'd play on the left and Mane play on the right, and then Salah would go down the middle. But then you're disrupting the front three, so I'd rather Taki.
Would you rather leave them too wide and have Taki in the middle?
I feel like Taki can do Bobby's role.
To be honest, either or I'd throw in just to give Bobby that little kick up the arse that he might need.
Yeah. I was going to ask you what your thoughts were on the midfield three and how good it's going to be this year having Thiago, Endo and
Fabinho.
But
that may still happen. I don't know what Klopp's plans are with the defence, because he could go one way or the other. He could go with bringing Fabinho back, or he could go with, right, I'm going to trust the kids, I've got him back up. No. Which is dangerous in my opinion. But
I think he's going to play Fabinho centre-back all season, because he can do it. Every time he plays centre-back, he gets a man in a match. every time. He played centre back the other week, didn't he? And I said,
yeah, he got man of the match. Yeah,
yeah, and he got man of the match. He is a priest. He can do it.
Yeah.
He's good enough to do it. But you know what else I've seen in the derby? We need Jordan Henderson more. Like, our team just look more solid.
Yeah.
I think without Henderson, we got battered on Saturday.
It's hard to say, isn't it? But
He's just
right.
there. He's everywhere.
He needs to be there.
He's a captain.
Yeah.
When he scored that goal, I was made up. Because I was saying...
I was buzzing. I was like, yeah, he needs that. He deserves that.
I was watching it with her and I said to her, like, when it... I can't even think who come on. Something happened. Trent free kick. And I said, like... I was saying to myself, come on, Trent. Do what Stevie used to do, lad.
Yeah.
Get the goal and that. And then he didn't. And then Hendo did.
Yeah.
And it was just like, she said to me, see a proper captain's performance. And she was right. And like, I was made up. And it was a goal. We won 3-2 and we levelled on top. Null and void the season.
Yeah. I'm all for it this year now.
But just touching on Everton, I'm worried about them.
They're doing well, aren't they? Too early to tell, but they're doing well. They've got a really good manager there.
They're getting top 4. You're looking at me like that, Steve, but your top of the league prediction are currently sitting like 10th in the league.
It's early days, mate. It's early days.
They can't win a game.
Come at me and May with that.
Chelsea can't win a game of football.
No, I'm not saying I'm right about Chelsea. That's looking a bit.
Do you know what? I think with Everton as well, they're just going to go from strength to strength. Because if Pickford carries on just being a clown, they'll just put that Olsen in goal, and he's meant to be decent anyway. Yeah.
Can you see Everton strengthening again in January?
Yeah.
Where?
Defence.
Right.
I don't know. They got that Godfrey, actually. He's decent, you know.
Looked all right, didn't he?
Yeah, he's decent for Norwich.
Because they got Yerry Mina, Keane. Who's the other centre backs? They got that Zuma went back to Chelsea, didn't he?
Yeah.
So I don't know what sort of centre back.
I think he'd rather not have Mina. I think they were trying to get Tomori or Zuma, and I think it'd probably be Mina who would have dropped out because Keane's like loyal to them, and he's one of their main players. So I think it would have been Mina. I don't really know Everton's transfer business, but I'm assuming it would have been Mina. He's not that good either, Mina is. He's massive.
He's doing a job. He's a bit of a...
Imagine he might come out for his...
Where's Morgan, isn't he?
Yeah, he might come out for like his shell more, so to speak, because James is there. I think they need to strengthen right back Everton.
Yeah.
As much as they love Shane, as much as they love him, if they want to progress as a side, he's not good enough. Considering what they've got in terms of a team now, Seamus Coleman isn't.
He's really good, but he ain't world class, is he?
Yeah, so, and if they want to take that next step, they need to do that.
Who's out there though? Other than Trent, you know what I mean? Yeah,
I think if they knew Nelson Semedo was obtainable for 30 mil, they should have got him.
Yeah,
because Wolves got an absolute steal. I think Wolves will do well this year as well.
Yeah, I think they were my dark horse, weren't they?
Yeah,
Wolves.
I think the Premier League's on mad this year. What's your thoughts on loan and young Harvey Elliott out?
It'll do him the world of good. I think. I hope, because he weren't quite ready for the first team, was he?
No.
So he's ready to play, just not for us yet. So I think it's a good move for him. I hope he's got his head screwed on, and I hope he takes the chance.
My brother put it perfectly. He said he's too good for under 23s football.
Yeah.
He needs to play men's football, but he's not good enough for Liverpool.
He's not quite there. He still is an actual kid, isn't he?
The only thing I forget that he's only like 17. But I always think
because he's been around for
me.
It seems like been around
players who get loaned out don't make it. When Brewster got loaned out last year, I'm sure I said on one of the podcasts I don't think he'll come back and make it at Liverpool because he's being loaned out. And Wilson, Grujic. If you get loaned out, you never make it. Look at Jones.
Because the manager clearly doesn't fancy you, does he?
He wants a Trent. Trent didn't get loaned out. He wants Jones. Jones hasn't been loaned out. He wants Nico. Nico hasn't been loaned out. So it's just, I just feel like...
I'm trying to think if there's ever been a player that we've loaned out that's made it. If you know any comment, because I can't think of one.
I think one of the biggest success stories from the loan system's Harry Kane, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. Where did he go?
He went to Norwich. He's been at Millwall.
Yeah.
He's been somewhere else as well. Done quite a few
and he's done all
loans.
right for himself, hasn't he?
I still think
I'm thinking about for us, to be honest, any players that we've ever sent out.
I don't think so. I always just think that when they get loaned out, they're done for.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Elliot might be done for. I think he needs to play men's football, but don't forget his position's a right winger. I don't think he's fast enough to be a right winger myself. I think he needs to change his position. I think they need to find the right position for him, but I don't think he's fast enough to be a right winger. But then saying that, Messi's not fast.
No, if you've got the skill and you've got the speed of mind, then you don't necessarily need to be leaning.
But then he's got us then. I mean, saying that, if we get Mbappe, how's he getting in the team? If we get Sancho, how's he getting in the team?
Yeah.
Do you know, like these are young kids.
My worry for him is his temperament.
Yeah, he's meant to be a bit of a cocky one, isn't he?
Yeah, so
I like
maybe that is what's putting Klopp
I think
off.
he needs cockiness, like say Curtis Jones cockiness, who you're
confidence. There's a fine line between confidence and cockiness, isn't there?
Curtis Jones is pen for Arsenal. He knew that was going in. He's so cocky, but it's like good cocky.
Yeah.
That's what he needs. But yeah, Everton are still 3 points clear at the top of the league. Aston Villa are a point behind them. How do we feel? Aston Villa and Everton. What's going on?
It's all down to COVID, isn't it?
We'll put it down to.
We'll put it down to COVID. Wait for 2021. It's all going to change.
Moving on to the Champions League.
Yeah. How devastated are you to not be going to Dam for this game? Like, I think we've touched on this on previous weeks, but I was talking to my dad about it on the phone the other day, and he like couldn't believe that we've not been to Ajax in the Champions League. I was like, I said, don't worry. He said, come next year, semi-finals, we'll play them again. And all the lads can go over the Dam because the fans will be allowed by them, but you got it.
I'm heartbroken. It's a sad day. I'd be playing on Wednesday. I'd be going to Dam now. Yeah. If COVID wasn't here, I would genuinely be on route to Dam. Yeah.
Oh, you'd be finishing this pod.
Yeah. I'd be like annual leave right in the minute that fixture got through out, and I'd be going to Dam. But it's sad. It's so sad.
You just have to create your own Amsterdam on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's like the perfect game. I've wanted Ajax for so long. So long.
Yeah.
It's quite good to be able to talk and be about them and build up to them. I do check on the scores for them and now.
How are they getting on this season?
The second, they were win. They had won every game, but they got beat by Van Dijk's old team. I can't even pronounce it. Like Groningen.
Oh, Groningen, yeah.
Yeah, they beat them 1-0 on the weekend.
Okay.
But they're not the Ajax of once before.
No, they say we've touched on this. They've gone through that cycle of selling the best players, haven't they? So
yeah.
They're waiting on the next batch to come good.
But you know what? I think they've started buying the next batch.
Yeah.
They bought a kid this summer called Anthony.
Right.
And they got him for 15 mil. They got him from Sao Paulo. Little Brazilian kid. And
is he the next Suarez, is he?
I don't know. He's good though, He's a right winger. Or is he a left winger? He's on the wing.
Is he playing like they're giving him games?
Yeah, he's played three or four times this year, and he scored 2 or 3 goals. He's decent, honestly.
So he's one to watch.
Yeah, he's come from Sao Paulo. He's a good little player, to be honest. And then I always think there's a kid who I always buy off them on FIFA, but I haven't really heard of him, called Danilo. And I can attack and play it. They still got him.
No clue.
Because he ends up being world class.
Find out on Wednesday.
He ends up being world class on FIFA. But that Anthony is decent.
Watch,
yeah, I mean, last year sort of shows. Now Ajax, we'll talk about the transfers and that, but running down from last year, they finished first, but they didn't get the league title because the Dutch league just got cancelled, didn't it?
Yeah, they just get bailed, didn't they, at that point?
With the KMVB Cup, I think that's like the League Cup. They got to the semis. The Champions League, they only got to the group stage last year. They didn't get out the group, so they end up in the Europa League.
Yeah,
which they only got to the round of 32. Now, ultimately, they've now sold Donny van der Beek and Ziyech.
Yeah.
Since then,
so they're the two.
They've also
arguably
sold
2 of the best players, aren't they?
The defender to Brighton. Okay. Sold the centre back. Now I'm not saying he was world class because they only went for $1 million.
Yeah. The year before they sold De Jong, De Ligt.
They sold everyone.
Yeah.
They've sold everyone. They've still got Quincy Promes, who last season got 16 goals.
Okay.
So he's still a threat. He is always a threat. He is rapid.
Yeah.
He is a super sub on FIFA for anyone watching. In the Johan Cruyff Shield, they won that. So ultimately last year, they only won the Cruyff Shield.
Right.
This year, some signings that stand out for me. They bought a few mad people. But Stekelenburg, remember him?
Keeper.
Yeah, the one from Everton.
Yeah.
They've got him.
Is he their first choice keeper now?
No, I think he's the second choice.
Okay.
But they've got Stekelenburg on a free. And who do you think they spent £9.9 million on?
Right. Give me a position.
Central midfield.
9.9 million on a centre mid.
I just want you to know this before we build up to the game.
Where's he from?
Holland?
Dutch fella? No.
I'm going to keep it on your face. Ready? Davy Klaassen.
No way!
Yeah. The one from Everton. No,
I would have never. I'd have been sat here all day. I'd have never got that.
However, he scored 2 weeks ago. Do you know what, right?
Maybe it was just the Everton effect on him.
Do you know how to score? Do you know how to score goals? I was checking the other day. They've scored 3-4 goals in most games, apart from this weekend. Well, last weekend where they got beat by Groningen 1-0. I think they've just come off the back. Let me double check. I'm sure they've just come off the back this weekend. They've just won 5-1. Yeah, so they've just won 5-1 this week, yesterday.
So you'd expect plenty of goals on Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, they've still got Tadic as well. He scored 2 goals.
Oh, yeah, he's quality.
David Klaassen scored. Anthony scored. To be fair, they steamrolled teams. They beat Salzburg in a friendly 4-1. The same Salzburg who we struggled with.
Yeah, we struggled at Anfield.
They've played Hertha Berlin, won them.
Yeah.
They played Eintracht Frankfurt, won them. They drew 2-2 with Union Berlin.
This is all friendlies.
Yeah. This season they've won 3-0, they've won 2-1, they've won 5-1, and then they lost 1-0 to Groningen. So the second in the table, 1 point behind PSV, because ultimately PSV haven't lost a game. They've drew one. And Ajax have lost. Do you know what? Dutch footy's actually quite decent to watch. It's funny, you know.
Yeah.
Because everyone's so superior to like PSV, Feyenoord and Ajax.
Yeah.
So if they're on, it's just goals, boss.
Yeah. It's worth a watch on the Fire Stick, isn't it?
Yeah, I watch Ajax quite a bit, to be honest.
Legally sourced football, obviously.
Yeah. But they're not what they are, not what they was. I'm still just so disappointed that COVID's happened.
Yeah. You're going to be sat at home crying all the way through.
I'm just devastated. I'm in work.
Ouch. Well, you might as well if you're not going over there.
I couldn't put myself off work. I was too sad. Yeah. No pubs and nothing. You couldn't literally. It's just crap. Crap times for your scouts, isn't it?
It is.
But sod Boris and his laws. But what I'm thinking about the game then? Give me a team.
Give me a team, right?
That's the best way to start to dissect this build.
Obviously, it's. Oh, okay. I'm gonna throw a mad one out there now. Kelleher in goal.
Mm-hmm.
Then it'll be Trent, Gomez, Fabinho, Robertson. Midfield, Henderson, Gini, Keita. Keita's not injured, is he?
I don't know, because he just went in the squad.
Yeah. I'll go Henderson, Gini, Keita.
Yeah. I think he had COVID actually, didn't he?
But didn't he get another test and it was a false positive?
Yeah, true.
And your usual front three, Salah, Mane, Firmino. I think he'll still play Firmino.
Right, okay.
I think the Firmino swap, if it's going to come, will be against Sheffield United at the weekend.
No.
You're not
That's too important.
Go on, hit me with yours.
Adrian, Trent, Gomez, Fabi,
because it looks
Reece
like
Williams.
Yeah, you going with Reece Williams? We're assuming here that Matip story was true, because otherwise I would say Matip will probably play.
I just don't know, because Ajax can score goals. Fabinho, changing it for Champions League. Fabinho, Robertson. I don't know if he's playing mind games about Thiago.
Do you reckon?
I don't know.
Because it was a naughty tackle, like.
He played though, and then I don't know. So, hypothetically, if he's not there, then Henderson, Gini, Shaqiri.
Okay, interesting one, yeah. What about Jack? Because he always does a job, doesn't he, when he plays?
He waited to centre mid as well. I know he's only of Lincoln, but he's staying. He's staying for at least January, so give him a game.
Might as well give him a game.
And then I'm going to say Minamino,
Yeah.
Salah,
Jota, you're going to hit me with Jota, right? Do you reckon he'll change 2 of the front 3?
Yeah.
Interesting. What about, I would say, if Keita is not there available, it'll be Jones.
Yeah. I didn't think about Jones. Jones is going to score a screamer.
You say it every week, it will happen eventually.
Yeah, I didn't think about Jones.
Because Jones can also play in that sort of false 9 role as well. I don't think he will.
I think Jones will play instead of Shaqiri, actually.
Yeah.
Now you've said it. I think Jota will play. I think I'd rather start Minamino against Ajax. I think he's decent in Europe. He's proven in Europe. I'm not saying Bobby isn't decent in Europe. Bobby's world class, but then saying that a game like Ajax could get Bobby's confidence back.
It's such an important game.
First
game away to the other best team.
Atalanta are going to obviously win Italy, and they got beat 4-1 by Napoli this weekend.
Right, so that could be at
But they've scored 4 goals in every other game this year. So they're going to...
Yeah, you would expect that Midtjylland to be the whipping boys for everyone.
Yeah. Mind you, they'll probably beat Liverpool at home.
Yeah.
I remember when we went to Red Star Belgrade.
That was horrendous.
But, yeah, I'm not worried, at all.
No.
I think Bobby might actually play because it'll be a good game for confidence-wise, and I think he'd be good against them.
Yeah. I will stick by me. I think Bobby will probably get it off for Sheffield United. But are we gonna speak before the Sheffield United game or after the Sheffield United game?
We'll speak after the Ajax game.
Right, sound okay. Yeah, we'll talk about the Sheffield United lineup then.
I think with the Champions League, when you look at it, this is probably Ajax's biggest game of the season so far, and probably one of the biggest games of the season total. Yeah. Playing Liverpool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like for them,
we are still the reigning champions of the world.
Yeah, people are going to be coming into games with us like they are in the Prem in the Champions League. As Ajax are going to be going to beat us to prove a point. We're no joke.
Yeah, it's still going to be for any team. It's going to be a flex to beat Liverpool.
Yeah,
regardless of the situation, the competition, whatever.
Imagine Jack, I wouldn't be surprised if Aston Villa released that on a DVD.
No, they're not Everton.
Everton will have that derby one in the store today. The draw. We were made up.
Special features on Pickford's tackle.
What score do you reckon?
It's screaming goals, isn't it? But for that reason, I'm going to say 1-0 to us.
You think Adrian's going to get a clean sheet in the Champions League? Come on, Ste.
Yep.
I'm going to go 5-2.
Wow. That's really, really bold. And I hope you're right.
I think we've still got a point to prove because we didn't win that derby.
Yeah, I mean, we played well against Everton. So I'm not worried about our performance.
I think we're going to come out the blocks again. Fast.
Your first game in the Champions League away, it's always going to be a cagey one. I know.
And it's only a 45-minute flight, trust me.
Yeah, but they're not going to be in the stadium, are they?
They could literally, from take-off to get into that stadium, an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's so... Ajax is so fast to navigate around as Amsterdam. Their train system...
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, double-decker trains and that, just always on time. Never a minute late. Always. You can time everything perfectly and now it's sick. But yeah, so it's quick travelling. I think 5-2. I think Mane will score 2, Salah will score 2.
Mane's not in your starting lineup.
Oh yeah.
He's coming off the bench, you see, to score a couple.
Yeah. Now Jota will score 2. Jota will score 2, Jota will score 2, Salah will score 2, and Jones.
Okay. Right, okay.
Who are you going for your singular goal?
Trent, free kick.
He looked close, didn't he, on the derby?
Yeah. He just getting his range for Wednesday, that's what it was.
I don't know. I hope he does because he's not being...
I'm not putting money on it though because it won't come in.
Nah, I honestly think we'll dominate them. They aren't the Ajax they once was. they got knocked out the group stage last year, got knocked out the Europa League. They've been beat by Groningen again this year.
Yeah.
They're not, I don't think.
No, we should turn them over. I just because like my brain is screaming loads of goals, but for that reason, it never goes the way I think. So that's why I've gone 1-0.
We'll see. It's on Wednesday. Hopefully I'm right, because I fancy seeing Liverpool batter someone. Do you know we haven't won for 3 games?
Blank that out. I don't want to.
Sad, innit? It's mad. I just can't wait to talk after a Wednesday. But yeah, I'll speak to you probably Thursday or Friday or something before the Sheffield United game, after the Ajax game.
And hopefully it'll be all smiles.
Hopefully. I'm nervous, I'm nervous going into games again. Well, Adrian's in goal. I've got this nerve because it's just like, when we first coming, it was like we always knew they were gonna score, but we were gonna score more. I hated it. I couldn't handle it. My heart was like this. We go through reaction days and that, but Jesus Christ, it was just like, you didn't know if you were going to win or lose a game. You didn't know if they had that energy, because you didn't know the energy levels back then. You didn't know if they could push on that much to go and bloody...
Yeah. So, I mean, like, even a couple of seasons ago where it was like, the other team would score, but you'd still know
we were going to win.
But like, right, okay, let's get that out of the way. Let's play now.
Even when Aston Villa had scored 4.
I was still like, it's going to be 5-4.
Yeah, it's bad. It's terrible. But yeah, anyway, I'll speak to you after the Ajax game. Hopefully we win. Up the Reds, 5-2, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll take that.